If you want to invest in real estate but don't have enough money yet, tokenization might be right for you. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. Today, we're going to talk about what tokenized real estate is and how you can use tokenization to buy properties and diversify your investment portfolio. Now, depending on your level of knowledge about tokenization, this video might be just right for you or too basic. Remember that NOVARISE is an educational channel, and not everyone is at the same level of knowledge. If this information is too basic for you, we appreciate you tuning in, and please share this information with someone you know will find it useful. But if you didn't know about this topic, welcome, and let's get started. First thing first, what in the world is tokenization? Simply put, it is the process of creating digital assets called tokens. So let's see how it works in practice. Tokens are part of something big, part of a value. When something that has value is divided into parts, those parts can be called tokens. And then these tokens can be distributed among many users. Let's take a look at this example. Imagine a slot machine where you need unique coins to play. To get those coins, you pay money. Let's suppose you buy 10 coins for $1. Thus, the value of each coin will be 10 cents. But you cannot use these game coins in the store to buy groceries or go to the movies. They are only suitable for the slot machine. In this case, these coins are tokens. You buy them for real cash and use them whenever you want to play. Here's another example. Your e-movie ticket is also a token because you exchange money to buy it and get certain benefits. In this case, watching a movie. Remember I said that tokens are part of something bigger? Imagine that a movie theater has 100 seats. So there are 100 opportunities to create a token by selling a ticket. Tokens can give you ownership of many assets. It can be real estate, art, or a share in a business. In theory, any item that has some value can become a token. One of the well-known examples of tokenization is Bitcoin. This popular crypto uses tokens to represent the amount of a Bitcoin a person owns. For example, as of now, one Bitcoin is worth over $40,000. That's a lot, but you don't have to own a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of it, let's say 0.01 Bitcoin, and that will act as a token. Even though tokenization seems like something new, it has been around for ages, but no one calls it that way. For example, Subway coins or casino chips are all examples of tokens because they substitute real money. But tokenization got a real spin when we started using it for security reasons. An example is card payments. The basic idea is to secure personal and business information. Tokens replace sensitive information with unique, non-sensitive data. But what does it mean? Tokens simply do not contain original data forms. This technology was first used in 2001 by Trust Commerce, an American payment processing company. But of course, people buy tokens not only for security reasons. There are three main types of tokens: asset tokens, and they're similar to bonds and stocks, and these can generate a positive return on investment. How? Let's assume you own a property worth $400,000. With asset tokenization, it can convert into 400,000 tokens. $1 equals 1 token. So each token represents a tiny percentage of the value of the real estate. But we'll come back to this example later on. Now, the second type of token is an utilitarian token. These provide some value without being a means of payment. How does that work? They can give direct access to a particular platform or act as your discount voucher. It means that users can receive tokens as a reward for regularly using a particular service. For example, a taxi app can award its customer with 1 token for every 10 tips. And after collecting 5 tokens, they can use them to pay for the next trip. But these tokens will have value only with this taxi service. Beyond the app, they're useless. And the last token type is the currency or payment token. created solely as a means of payment for goods and services. They're not tied to any platform or service. The best example here will be a good old Bitcoin, or pretty much any other crypto. To truly understand how token works, we first need to understand what a blockchain is. The definitions you might find are usually too complicated, but simply put, blockchain is a system that stores records of transactions. Imagine that some of your friends have access to one notebook. You write something in it, then you pass this notebook to your friend who writes something else. Then your friend passes the notebook to the next person, who also adds some notes. The process continues until all friends have the same entries in their notebooks. Essentially, that's how blockchain works. Only that instead of writing notes, people perform transactions. And the most important detail is that all participants can see and check each other's record. This ensures transparency. Now that we know what tokens are and how blockchain works, we can proceed to understand how tokens are changing the whole real estate sector. So, imagine that same house from our previous example. The house is worth $400,000 or 400,000 tokens. And here's John. He wants to invest in this house and make a profit by renting it out. But the price of $400,000 is an affordable price for him. So he decides to become a fractional owner. That's why instead of 400,000 tokens, John buys only 4,000. What's the point? With the right approach, fractional ownership can help John diversify his portfolio on a budget, so to speak. Tokenization makes real estate more inclusive and affordable. In other words, more people get an opportunity to invest. As real estate becomes more and more expensive, many believe that tokens will revolutionize the whole industry. But the revolution doesn't only come from affordability. The whole process of buying real estate is becoming easier, faster, and more secure. One of the things that contribute to that a lot is a smart contract. Now, what is it? A smart contract is an agreement that activates only under certain conditions. For example, John will have to make a payment, submit documents, and maybe meet other requirements. But as soon as he completes all these steps, he will get a contract specifying how many tokens he owns and his shares among other investors. And blockchain is the backbone of the smart contract. It ensures security and transparency for storing and transferring tokens. But there are even more benefits of becoming a fractional real estate owner. And the first one is increased liquidity. Liquidity means how fast and easy you can convert your asset into cash. For example, most stocks have high liquidity because you can sell them immediately. But real estate is not that liquid. And on top of that, you have to take care of a lot of paperwork. In the end, this takes a lot of time. So if you need your cash by tomorrow, selling your real estate is not a solution because it is not a transaction that can be done quickly. But tokenization can change that. Many say that tokens can remove the existing barriers in real estate. How is that possible? 1, by making the process faster and easier. 2, by eliminating unnecessary third parties. 3, by lowering the entry price barrier. And 4th, by significantly reducing fraud. And security is vital since real estate fraud occurs in a variety of ways. Buyers can get false information about a home's square footage or technical condition. Sellers can sleep fake documents. But with tokenization and blockchain, the transparency of transactions is much higher. Remember how blockchain works? You cannot change any data without letting others participant know. So the risk of getting scammed is much lower. Due to all these advantages, real estate tokenization continues to grow rapidly. The current value of the global tokenized real estate market is about $200 million, which is a 36% increase from 2020. Research and markets predict it will reach $1.5 billion by 2025, while Deloitte expects it could surpass $1 trillion by 2030. And because the global real estate market is valued at over $317 trillion, the opportunities are endless. But is it all sunshines and rainbows? Well, not really. Let's see the flip side of the coin. There is one thing that stands out. John's real estate tokens are stored in his digital wallet. It is secure because only he has a unique access key. Still, if John loses this key, he will completely lose access to his wallet, and he won't be able to prove the ownership of his tokenized real estate. For example, for Bitcoin, the private key is a 256-bit number. This means that it is represented by 256 numbers. Those are either zeros or ones alternated in different sequences. But of course, not all the private keys are like that. Usually, for simplicity, it is an alphanumeric code, but it is still very long to remember. Remember those stories where people forgot the keys from their wallet that stored thousands of Bitcoins? Those are millions of dollars locked in their own account with no access. In fact, 30% of all Bitcoins are claimed to be lost this way, representing hundreds of billions of dollars. Apart from people forgetting their wallet password, real estate tokenization is doing really well today, especially for small and beginner investors. So what if you decide to invest in tokenized real estate? How can you do that? The first step is to research the topic. This doesn't mean that you need a degree in economics. Still, you should have a good understanding of what real estate tokenization is in theory. And congratulations, you already made the first step by watching this video. What's next? Try to investigate the platforms that deal with real estate tokenization. One of the most popular options is Realty. There, you can choose a house, view the value of tokens, and calculate the expected profits. After choosing a suitable platform, create an account on it. This step might involve passing a Know Your Customer (KYC) check. In other words, the platform checks your personal data to make sure you're not a scam. The next step is to explore the platform's marketplace. In this step, you review the property that you're more interested in. Pay attention to the potential profits as it can vary for different houses and platforms. Still, before buying tokens, check the real estate information. Give yourself some time to examine all investment-related documents. This is probably the most important step. You have to ensure that you know what you're getting. When you're done with your research and selection of a house, start investing. You can start investing when you're done with your research and selection of a house. To do this, you only need to buy tokens. It should be easy, as each platform has a step-by-step instruction that will guide you through the entire purchase process. Finally, you become a fractional real estate owner almost immediately. Congratulations! Remember to check the status of your tokens. Usually, you can find this information on the platform where you register. Now, what if you tried it but didn't like it? What are you supposed to do with all these tokens? To be ready for this scenario, you must learn exit strategies. What are your options? 1. Sell your tokens back to the platform, or sell them on the secondary market to someone else. It's up to you to decide. Oh, and one more thing. You can not only invest in houses, but also in commercial properties and land. Now, I want to show you something. This is a beautiful glass mosaic by Colorado-based artist Kasia Polowska. Notice how each piece is in its place, completing the whole picture. That's exactly what the tokenization of real estate looks like. One piece made of many elements. Do you like the idea of investing in tokenized real estate? Let me know down in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.